Welcome to week 2 of Cooking with Steve Violet. Of course, we have some changes from last week. First of all, the change is myself, okay? Obviously, I've had a 2013 makeover, most in part due to my friends here, who I will introduce 2 new friends to you in just a minute. This week's Steve Violet Show is brought to you by The Adventures in Babysitting, the hot new movie coming out this summer. Just keep in mind, okay, I don't know if they'll find Archies or not. Okay, last week we went ahead and made some chicken wraps. Today we're going to stick with the chicken theme, but change it up a little bit. What's one of the foods you guys like most? Come on now. What are we?
Pizza.
Pizza, obviously. You a pizza fan? Okay, problem with pizza is, oftentimes pizza is really fattening, it's really heavy, it's a lot of bread, a lot of cheese, a lot of greasy type of meats. I'm going to show you a way that you can enjoy pizza, okay, and eat healthy. Otherwise you're going to end up looking like Steve Violet, so we're trying to change it. Before we continue, let me introduce you to my new friends. This is Kayla, also known as the Dangerous Ginger, and we'll tell you a little bit more about that later. Of course, there's moi, Steve Violet. This is Jolie, also known as the Sour Lollipop. We'll get to that as well. And then we have Jesus. I like to call him the Heartthrob of Mexico, Rocky Point, whatever you want to call it. Let's welcome back Jesus. Alright, before we get started on the barbecue chicken pizza, one thing you want to remember about barbecue chicken pizza is you don't want to add a raw meat product to something that's already cooked, okay? So we have a store-bought dough here. If you have a fresh dough, that's great. Go ahead and use it. You know, some people have homemade dough recipes. You could use a pita bread, you could use a French bread, whatever you use. We have a simple store-bought dough. Sticking with the health theme, we went with a whole wheat crust, but we do have some regular white crust under here as well. And there's some 5 simple ingredients that go into a barbecue chicken pizza. However, you can make it your own. First, we have barbecue sauce. If you want to go ahead and make your own sauce, like always, fine with me. If not, store-bought, your favorite sauce is fine. Then we have our chicken. Let's talk about our chicken real quick. This was actually cooked this morning. You can cook it the night before if you want. I wouldn't suggest cooking it too long in advance because the longer it sits in your refrigerator, it's going to dry out a little bit more. Because remember, we are going to heat it up again on the pizza. We went ahead and marinated this in a simple barbecue sauce overnight. Who remembers what a marinade is? Yes, sir.
It's when you put your chicken in a bag with the sauce and leave it in the refrigerator overnight.
Good job. Get that man Steve on a t-shirt. Absolutely. What that does is it helps to bring the flavors of that sauce into the meat. I would suggest marinating something overnight. If you can't do it overnight, you have to do at least an hour. But overnight, even sometimes 2 days is probably the best. I wouldn't go longer than 2 days. Okay, we went ahead and grilled off our skinless, boneless, thin chicken breasts. Okay, remember from last week, we don't want to cook them too long. Everyone's afraid of grilling chicken because if you undercook it, you can get really sick. However, if you overcook it, you're probably going to get sick because you ain't going to want to eat it because it's so dried out, okay? So a couple minutes on each side, don't mess with it. We went ahead and chopped it up. We have mozzarella cheese. Mozzarella cheese is one of my favorite cheeses. It has a lot of good natural salt to it. It melts really well. This is one place I would not skimp on calories. I would go with a regular cheese, and it has to be a cheese that melts really well. I know there's some good Mexican cheeses out there. What's that? Chihuahua cheese. They have a lot of good cheeses that melt really well. Avoid anything that doesn't melt well. Light cheese or reduced fat cheese doesn't seem to melt very well, so I would avoid it at all costs. And then we have one of my favorites. We have some white sweet onions. Some recipes for barbecue chicken pizza call for a red onion. That's fine as well if you want to saute it a little bit in some butter, salt, pepper beforehand. Give it a different texture, different flavor. That's fine. And then a small but very important ingredient is cilantro. We went ahead. It's like 50 cents at the store for a bunch of it. De-stem it, chop it up. You have this wonderful... Oh, smell that for me. Woo.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, you have some beautiful, kind of a citrusy, kind of a lime flavor. It just complements the chicken really well. So, we're going to go ahead and construct our pizza. I'm going to have the Ginger of Danger here construct our first one. Start with the base, which is your sauce. Okay, are you a big sauce fan on your pizza or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so she wants to do a heavy sauce. Watch what she does here, though. She's going to start from the middle of the pizza and work her way out. Okay, you don't want to start on the edge because if you start in the middle and then work your way out, it makes sure you get like even distribution. So just go ahead and sauce our pizza. I'm a big sauce fan as well. How about you guys?
Yep.
Yeah, sauce, no sauce, a lot of sauce, little sauce. What about you, Lollipop?
Lot of sauce.
A lot of sauce. All right. So we're all fans of sauce, so we're okay if the dangerous Ginger here really sauces up. Go ahead. Don't be shy. It's just barbecue sauce. Get some more. There's no set way to do this. Remember we talked about the chicken wraps last week, guys? Make it your own. Okay, if you like just a little sauce, just put a little sauce. If you like a lot of sauce, a lot of sauce. If you like a lot of extra cheese, put extra cheese. If you just want the flavor of the chicken, go easy chicken. Okay, she's making sure she gets the ends, because I hate when I eat pizza and like you bite into it and like it's saucy at first, and you get to the end and it's just like bubbly bread. Okay, to me that's disgusting. So we're gonna make sure we get an even distribution of sauce on this. Just a little more there and we're good. I'm gonna go ahead and put our chicken on. Okay, chicken comes next. Some people like to put the chicken on last over the cheese. I find when you do that, the chicken doesn't cook as well into the cheese. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put a little chicken on my pizza. If you like a lot of chicken, that's fine. Make sure you spread it out, because nothing's worse than like when you're sharing a pizza with someone, especially boys. If you're like on a date and you're making your date pizza and you get all the meaty pieces and she gets like nothing but bread and cheese, that's just not right. Okay, I guarantee you she's not gonna come over again. Trust me, I have experience with that. You don't want to have that awkward moment where you're fighting over the good piece. Okay? Happened in my house growing up. My dad used to get the big piece of chicken all the time. I used to be mad. One time I ate it and my mom freaked out. Okay. That's good. I'm going to have our sour lollipop here give us some onion, excuse me. Go ahead and put a little onion on there. If you don't like the onions, you don't have to put them on. However, I would suggest giving it a shot. Onions are actually a great flavoring agent. They're like, I think it was Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. The guy's like, oh, they're like little flavor crystals. Okay, he's absolutely right. Okay, you bite in. That should be enough for good. Okay, you don't want to over onion. And then we're gonna have Jesus put on our cheese. He's a big cheese fan. I'm a big cheese. If you put too much cheese on, though, what it does is it kind of soggies the dough. Okay, so because the cheese will take longer to cook than everything else, it seems, or melt. So you don't want to put too much cheese on. Beautiful. Last but not least, cilantro. Not only does it give it a nice color, but I'm telling you, this is kind of the secret ingredient in the whole thing. You're going to bite into it and you're going to be like, what is that? Okay, it's the cilantro. It's like sweet, limey. It goes on a lot of great Mexican food, but for some reason, okay, it works really well on barbecue chicken pizza. I don't know why. All right, there you have it. This is ready for the oven. We're gonna go ahead and put this on a grill that's about 250 to 300 degrees. You can put the dough straight on the grill if you want. Just make sure you have something to get it off. Or your regular oven, about 300 degrees for 5 to 10 minutes. Should crisp it up really nice. See you at the grill. And welcome back to Cooking with Steve Violet. Kayla has just brought our pizza from the grill. Oh, look at this, okay? Notice how the cheese is nice and melted. Our chicken is covered in cheese, the sauce. Okay, crust is nice and crispy. If you like an even crispier crust, okay, you can go ahead and put the pizza directly on the grill. Like I said before, 250 to 300, 5 to 10 minutes. All you really gotta do is check on it. Grills differ. They're not like conventional ovens where, you know, we know the temperature. If you have a charcoal grill, don't put a lot of charcoal in. Just let it get hot and cover the lid when you're cooking the pizza. That's what's going to go ahead and create the steam that's going to melt it. So we're going to go ahead and cut this bad boy up. Oh, I love to hear that crunch. Hear that? Oh, that's a sign of a pizza right there. Okay. You guys getting as excited as I am?
Yep.
Good thing I did that Shaun T insanity today. All right, guys, dig in. We'll all take our bite together. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
Mmm. Fantastic.
Woo! That's good.
This is Cooking with Steve Violet. Join us next week when we're going to have another low-cal, delicious eat for you. And, oh, sorry. The Ginger of Danger here is going to give you some special cooking tips next week, as well as, Jesus' Mexican Food Spotlight. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.